Hello, good afternoon or good evening, everyone, or good morning for those who are from overseas or from other parts of the earth or the planet. My name is Rocco Wundel, Access Consciousness Certified Facilitator, and today I will going to talk about the topic, which is your acoustical body. And what is that, and what do we mean by that? And so we will start this adventure together. Have you heard this topic before, like the acoustical body or the acoustical wavelength or the acoustical vibration? Okay, cool. So, so the infinite being has an acoustical wavelength, and you as an infinite being, you have your own acoustical wavelength, and you have a physical body, and that body has so for example, when you are a child, you're mostly acoustical, but over time you learn to degrade yourself and start to lower your frequency or your wavelength in order to fit into this dimensional reality or this reality. So what happens over time, that body that you have that has the capacity to act or function at the acoustical wavelength, it starts to function at the electrical wavelength. What it means, electrical is part of the polarity, so anything that is good or bad, and that's how your body will function. So, is it a contribution to your life? Well, the question is from which point? So, having a body that is mostly electrical, that anything can connect and linked to your body through this right, wrong, good, bad polarity. Hello. So what the aim is today is talk about what is the acoustical wavelength and what do we have usually or partially and what we like to have. So one part is that the infinite being has the acoustical wavelength, or it vibrates at the acoustical wavelength. And when the physical body transformed or activated in a way that it becomes and it starts to vibrate on the acoustical wavelength, then it creates oneness. So then the physical body and the infinite being will have the oneness. So what it is really, maybe you've heard about the ascended masters. So what they have, let's say they can, pretty sure you heard about the stories, like they can go anywhere with their bodies and they can move anywhere with their bodies and they can open up and unlock the capacities of their bodies, and the body is in line and at the same vibration of the being, so it can move over time and space, and there is no such thing that you have to wait for the body to respond to you. Let's say you would like your health to be improved and it thinks, because of this condition it will take 5 days or 1 week. So when you are in oneness with your body, it's not a question at all. It all just happens immediately. So you work together and it's everything that is oneness. So the real question here is, what can we do? So what keeps us stuck in this physical reality with our physical body, and why do we choose to function from the electrical wavelength? One part, as I mentioned earlier, that's we as a child we learn that we have to fit into this reality our parents' reality, the friends' reality, or the mentors or teachers or anyone around us, their reality, in order to survive. So we learn how to degrade our wavelength to that lower level, to the level of the electrical wavelength or vibration. But also we can work with the body and move it upwards, or change the body's vibration to the acoustical wavelength. So what would our life be like if we would choose to create a totally different reality with our bodies? So what would it be like if we would choose that something totally different is possible, and we never expected, or actually we always had the dreams that what we can do, or we heard about the legends that what one can do with the physical body. And we always felt it's just a legend, or it's just a story, or it was just a dream and it's not true at all. But what if that was all true? What if none of that was dream, and only other people around you who thinks it's a dream, or there is no point, and it's not part of their reality, so they try to convince you it's not real. But what if you would listen to your knowing about it, and what is possible, and what if you choose as an infinite being to create your physical body as an acoustical body? So what would it create in your life? What change would it bring into your life? And just imagine that if you are an artist, or if you are an actor or an actress, or a sculptor, or a musician, or a painter, and if you choose to use your acoustical body or bring it to the acoustical vibration, what great creation it would be together with your body. Or if you are a sportsman or sportswoman, and you would use your body at that wavelength, or you would choose to unlock more and more areas of the body to do that, to step into that reality that is possible and that is available. The only reason we are not choosing that because no one told us that we can choose that, and we were not encouraged to do that, because always it was told it's just a fairy tale that it can happen. So what do you know about your body and what it can create, or in which ways it can show up? What is your knowing about your special capabilities with your physical body, and in which ways it can show up as an acoustical body? So what it is that you know? What it is that you know that you were not brave enough, or you were never encouraged to say or go deeper into that. And you thought that you should be insane to believe that there is a different reality, and using all these capacities of the body is just a dream, just a fairy tale, and none of that is true. Anything that it brings up will you destroy and uncreate for all eternity. Right, wrong, good and bad, pot and pock, all nine, shorts, boys and beyonds. So all your points of view about you have to fit into this reality, you have to fit into your friend's reality, you have to fit into the reality of your parents, of your mentors, of your family members. You have to fit into the reality of this society, or the country or the tribe that you belong to. And anything that it brings up, will you destroy and uncreate all of that? Right, wrong, good and bad, pot and pock, all nine, shorts, boys and beyond. And all your points of view about what you can be and do with your physical body, and in which ways you judge your body, and in which way you judge the physical embodiment that you have, or in which ways you believe it's pointless to have a physical embodiment and it's It just worse than being just simply the infinite being. And anything that it brings up will destroy and uncreate all of that. Right, wrong, good and bad, POD and POC, all nine shorts, boys and beyond. And all your points of view and anything that, and all the times and all the ways that you bought into the lies that it is impossible to create a different reality, and it is impossible and it's insane and it's not true that there is something else is possible with your body. There is something more that only you know. And anything that it brings up, will you destroy and uncreate all of that? Right, wrong, good and bad, POD and POC, all nine shorts, boys and beyond. So what is the reality with your body that you would like to create? What is the future with your body that you would like to generate? And what it is that your body can be? And what is your body's awareness about it, that what you have to do, or in which ways you can contribute to it to make it happen with total ease? And anything that doesn't allow you to know it and be and perceive and receive it in totality, will you destroy and uncreate all of that? Right, wrong, good and bad, POD and POC, all nine shorts, boys and beyond. So what is your point of view about the Ascended Masters? And what is your point of view about X-Men or the supernatural capacities, or all of them? In which ways they are different from you, or they are in some way more talented or greater than you, and they are just one from a billion, and no one else can have or no one else can be like that. And anything that it brings up, will you destroy and uncreate all of that? Right, wrong, good and bad, POD and POC, all nine shorts, boys and beyond. So all your points of view about who you are and what you've learned about your body, all your points of view about the physical capacities that you already experience with your body, and all the limitations that you built around these capacities with your body, will you destroy and uncreate all of that? Right, wrong, good and bad, POD and POC, all nine shorts, boys and beyond. So all the points of view and all your judgments and expectations and separations about and of your body, will you destroy and uncreate all of that? Right, wrong, good and bad, POD and POC, all nine shorts, boys and beyond. And all your points of view about which body parts has the capacity and which doesn't have the capacity to generate something special, which body parts can show up as different, and which are the body parts that you want to solidify the way they look like because you are happy with them, and which body parts you would like to create a stagnation, that they should be like that and you don't want them to change, and which body parts you are not happy with, that you want them to change but you judge them, and through your judgment you keep them in this reality and you solidify them. So anything and everything that it brings up, will you destroy and uncreate for all eternity? Right, wrong, good and bad, POD and POC, all nine shorts, boys and beyond. So all your body parts that you are so happy with and you don't want them to change, you want them to stay as they are, look as they are, the shape as they have, all the shape and form and structure, and all your points of view about that they look good and you don't want them to get older or you don't want them to show up in a different way, will you destroy and uncreate all of that? Right, wrong, good and bad, POD and POC, all nine shorts, boys and beyond. And all the body parts that you don't like, that you really hate, that you really judge, and all the judgments that you pick up from others about those body parts, and how many judgments and points of view are not even yours because it's theirs about their body parts, but you cyclically picked it up. So you solidified into your reality. And anything that it brings up, will you destroy and uncreate all of that for all eternity? Right, wrong, good and bad, POD and POC, all nine shorts, boys and beyond. So all your points of view about how this change, this transformation, this activation should show up in your physical body, and how hard it should be, and how complicated the process to go through this should be, and how long it should take. Will you destroy and uncreate all of that for all eternity, beyond time and space? Right, wrong, good and bad, POD and POC, all nine shorts, boys and beyond. So all your points of view about time, and all your points of view that you only know your past, maybe you are aware of your present, but you have no idea about your future, and you have no idea about the length of period that something should take or can take or will take. So anything that it brings up, and all your judgments and expectations about how long things should run, or how a process should show up, or how long you should run a process on you, will you just destroy and uncreate all of that? Right, wrong, good and bad, POD and POC, all nine shorts, boys and beyond. And all your points of view about the physical reality, that it has a point. The physical reality is great as is, and it has limitations, and we have to play on this playground with these limitations. And anything that it brings up, we destroy and uncreate all of that for all eternity. And all the lifetimes when you bought into the lie that the physical reality has limitations, and all the conclusions that you created from your and other people's points of view about the physical reality has limitations, they destroy and uncreate all of that for all eternity. Right, wrong, good and bad, POD and POC, all nine shorts, boys and beyond. And all your points of view about that what other people can or cannot do, you have to align to it, and you can or cannot do the same things just because they can and cannot do those things. And anything that it brings up, and all the ways that you want to align and agree to them, because they are friends, because they are scientists, because they are well known, because for some reason you love them, you follow them, you believe in them, or you promise that you will not do anything that they wouldn't like because you're afraid of the outcome, or in which ways you will be tortured. And anything that it brings up will you destroy and uncreate it for eternity. Right, wrong, good and bad, POD and POC, all nine shorts, boys and beyond. And all your points of view about physical embodiment, that what it means, that you have to change anything to change it, that physical embodiment has limitations, that physical embodiment is not good enough, it is limited, the body parts has a physical end, and your fingertip ends where the fingertip you see ends, and all your point of view about how long your finger can be, and in which ways you can use your hands, or your limbs, or your body, which ways you can move with your body, and anything that it brings up for you, where you just destroy and uncreate it for all eternity. Right, wrong, good and bad, POD and POC, all nine shorts, boys and beyond. Anything that you have about your limbs, any point of view you have about your skin, that your skin creates a limitation, it creates the edge or the surface of your body, and nothing is outside of that. Maybe there is something called aura, but it's untouchable, it's just sensible, it's just energy, it's nothing physical, it's nothing material. And all your points of view about what is material, what is the prime materia, and anything that it brings up will you destroy and uncreate for all eternity. Right, wrong, good and bad, POD and POC, all nine shorts, boys and beyond. So all your point of view about that, your physical body has limitations, And you have to play inside those types of limitations and inside those boundaries. And there is no way out, only just a few of them, like Jesus, Buddha, and all the Greek gods were able to do it, but they are legends and it's not true. And it's just a myth. That's whatever happened. And anything that it brings up, maybe it was another reality, another dimension, but we cannot have it. You cannot have it. No one can have it. You are not capable to have it. And anything that it brings up, in which ways you cannot have it, you just destroy and uncreate all of that. Right, wrong, good and bad, pot and pock, all nine shorts, boys and beyonds. And all your points of view that it would be a mess, it would be a total problem, or it would be terrible for the earth and for our future if you would show up as an infinite being with an infinite acoustical body. And anything that it brings up will you destroy and uncreate it for all eternity. Right, wrong, good and bad, pot and pock, all nine shorts, boys and beyonds. So what would your life be like if you would choose to activate and generate your acoustical body and bring it to the acoustical wavelength? And what would your life be like in 5 years' time if you choose it right now? Right, wrong, good and bad, pot and pock, all nine shorts, boys and beyonds. So anything that doesn't allow you to even imagine that, and anything that doesn't allow you to be aware of that, anything that doesn't allow you to tap into the energy of what you could create and generate as your future, and what it would generate as the future of the earth and the environment, and what future it would create, and what contribution it could be to the earth and the people around you, or the nature around you. Anything that doesn't allow you to see that, to know, be, perceive, and receive that in totality and with clarity, will you just destroy and uncreate all of that? Right, wrong, good and bad, pot and pock, all nine shorts, boys and beyonds. So all your points of view about what your body can be and in which ways it could show up, and what does it mean at all, acoustical body and acoustical wavelength, and all the ways that you cannot tap into the energy of having an acoustical body. And what does it mean having communion or being in communion or stepping into the communion with your acoustical body, with your infinite being. And anything that it brings up, will you just destroy and uncreate for all eternity. Right, wrong, good and bad, pot and pock, all nine shorts, boys and beyonds. And all the promises, oaths and vows and fealties, communities that you made in this or in any previous lifetimes or in any other dimensions about your physical body, your ways to improve your physical embodiment, the ways to connect back to what you could create and create and generate and activate your acoustical body. And anything that it brings up, will you destroy and uncreate and eliminate and eradicate for all eternity. Right, wrong, good and bad, pot and pock, all nine shorts, boys and beyonds. And all your points of view about that you promised it, or you secretly promised it, and you have to keep to your words, because once you use this, and it was abused. So all the lifetimes when you abused your capacity with your acoustical body, or your capacity with oneness, and anything that it brings up, will you destroy and uncreate it for all eternity? Right, wrong, good and bad, pot and pock, all nine shorts, boys and beyond. And all your points of view that you have to hold it back and you have to keep it to yourself. And once you have it, you have to hide it. Otherwise, something bad, something terrible could happen to you or you could be abused. And all the lifetimes when you were abused or played out or tortured for using your acoustical body and its capacities, and all the lifetimes when you started this path and then for any reason you decided you had to stop and you cannot go further, and you promised to yourself or to someone else or to any religious groups that you will not go further and you will not choose it anymore, and you will not create and generate your life and your body, and you will not create your and activate and generate your acoustical body, and you will not step into oneness, never ever. And anything that it brings up, will you destroy and uncreate all of that? Right, wrong, good and bad, pot and pock, all nine shorts, boys and beyond. So have you ever tried to walk into a pharmacy or an organic shop and tell your body just to pick up everything that is on the shelves, all the minerals, all the vitamins, and anything that your body needs? So how much of your capacities that you are using now are already at the acoustical wavelength? So how many areas of your life and in how many ways do you use your body already at that level, but you are not acknowledging that you are already using that? Therefore, you can create a separation so you don't have it. So you can doubt it and you can prove you never done that. So you can prove to anyone who you promise that you will not do it, that you are not doing anything against your promise, but you secretly use it to your own betterment. And anything that it brings up, all the ways that you are shamed and feel guilty for doing that, will you destroy and uncreate all of that? Right, wrong, good and bad, pot and pock, all nine shorts, boys and beyond. And what if this is just only the beginning? What if using it and telling your body to pick up anything that it requires, even not going into a pharmacy or a grocery, just walking on the street and ask your body to pick up and invite everything and absorb? Or if you see something beautiful or someone's body is so healthy and so vibrating, and just telling your body, wow, I love it, that's so amazing, that man or that woman, that vibration is so amazing, hey buddy, I want that. And suddenly your body starts to vibrate at that wavelength, and you feel the vibration of that person. And all the ways that you have a limitation, it can be only between people, or only between females, or only between males. You cannot receive from males, or you cannot receive from females, or you cannot have it. You cannot have this thing when someone else sees you or becomes aware that you are doing this, so you have to hide it. So you destroy and uncreate all of that. Right, wrong, good and bad, pot and pock, all nine shorts, boys and beyond. So what else are you aware of about your body? In which other ways this capacity could show up, and which other ways you could create and generate and activate your acoustical body, and what ways it should show up? So what things you should go through, what symptoms you expect to have, so all your expectations and judgments and separations and all the stories that you heard about, and all the things that you heard about the Kundalini energy, and when someone has that, they nearly just erupt and break apart, and it's terrible, and enlightenment is terrible, and you have that very hard period, and there is a gatekeeper, and you have to fight with that, and all those things that you have in your ideas, and all the things that you learned in any religious groups or any religions in the past, or in any sects or anywhere in the past where you learned it has to be hard, or there is a gatekeeper, or you are not allowed to have it, you are not allowed to choose it, you are not allowed to do it, you are not allowed to be it. And anything that it brings up, and all the ways that you build this crock of shit, well, you just destroy and uncreate all of that. Right, wrong, good and bad, pot and pock, all nine shorts, boys and beyond. So what is the reality with your physical body that only you are aware of, and only you can create? Not because you are greater, but because you are choosing. Anyone can create it. But who is choosing that? Who is choosing something greater? Who is the one who would like to have a greater life with their acoustical body? And all the points of view that we have about our life, that it is good enough. Oh, I've seen many things and my life is beautiful enough. And I'm just so afraid of being so great because it wouldn't be so nice. Because it would be some sort of a competition and I don't want to make a competition. And all your points of view stepping into competition with choosing something great, something that you have the capacity, you have the skills, you have you, and all the ways that you cannot acknowledge how great you are and how amazing you are and how many amazing creations that you brought through already. And anything that it brings up, you just destroy and uncreate for all eternity. And all the lifetimes that you bought into that. Right, wrong, good and bad, pot and pock, all life, shorts, boys and beyonds. So all the ways that you don't like your body as it is, and all the ways that you cannot even imagine how amazing it could be, and all the ways that you never practiced it before to choose something for your body or choose something greater, or all the ways that you lost how to dream about something totally different with your body, and all the ways that you shut down your awareness about your physical body, about your acoustical body, about your infinite being, about oneness, and anything that it brings up. You just destroy and uncreate it for all eternity. Right, wrong, good and bad, pot and pock, all nine shorts, boys and beyonds. Oh, do you have any questions?
Hi, everybody.
Hello.
You gave us some example of people who succeeded in using their acoustical body, and I have to believe that only when you reach the illumination, you can have access to your that level of embodiment. So I didn't even realize that it's only a choice. So it's a big surprise because I just thought I have to be totally aware of everything before having that.
So imagine that you are the creator of your life. So you are you are a writer, nothing smaller, nothing bigger. You're just a writer, but you have the freedom to write your own story. And someone would tell that, you want to play God. You want to create your life. Imagine that you have a diary or a notebook and you can create anything that you want. You just have to write it down and start creating your life. And just imagine that and start doing that as a practice and see how much freedom it will bring into your life and in which levels it will open up your creativity and in which ways it would open up the ways you can choose. It would give back the freedom to choose again, to learn and practice choosing for you and be creative and tapping into the awareness of what else is possible. What else is possible that no one ever thought or mentioned or told you? No one was ever brave or encouraged enough to tap into that energy, to bring it into fruition. And what else is possible? What is it that you are the only one who knows that? Or you are the only one who chooses that? Why you should follow someone else's way to do something when you know there is a different way to do that. Do you have to wait until being illuminated or enlightened or whatever it is? Do you have to wait for the Kundalini, or do you have to wait for a guru who will tell you how the Kundalini will go, this and that, but you have to do it this and that, and only they know, but you don't know? We don't have to wait to anyone. So all our points of view that we have to wait for something, and until that, we can't, and we cannot do it before. And all the ways that you stop your creation, and all the ways that you put your life on hold, and you're just not doing anything because you are waiting for that moment, and you're waiting for that thing to happen, or that person to come and tell you that now this is the moment you can do it. And anything that it brings up, you just destroy and uncreate for alternative.
Yes.
Right, wrong, good and bad, POD and POC, all 9 shorts, boys and beyonds. And all the ways that you are afraid of competition, that it is competition to be great, it is competition to choose more, it is competition to create something in a different way, and someone already created it, and they know what to do and they know how to do, but for some reason you don't feel like that. And you are aware of something else, but it would be competition in your mind, choosing what you are aware of. So anything that it brings up, and all the ways that you want to diminish yourself and make yourself small and tiny and little and insignificant, and all the ways that you are not valuing yourself and you are not acknowledging the greatness you are, and your knowing and your awareness, will destroy and uncreate for alternative.
Yes.
Right, wrong, good and bad, POD and POC, all 9 shorts, boys and beyond. So what it is now that you are aware of?
I don't trust my knowing. That's the reason why I prefer to trust a knowing, but it's not the knowing of someone else. And I prefer to put the responsibility of my choices on somebody else, because I have the belief that I can make wrong choices. And then I prefer to not to be responsible for that. So I prefer to do nothing, or just to align with somebody else, instead of choosing in link with my knowing.
Wow, that's a great choice. You already chosen something. It's that simple. You can choose it. That's great. And you can choose anything else. It's your choice. And no one wants to have the responsibility for the shit. Neither me. But do you have to choose something that you don't like?
Yes.
Oh, you mean you are forced to choose something that you don't like?
Yes.
All right. Does it feel light to choose that?
No.
Is it creates more space in your life?
No.
Does it feel good to choose that? And is that your choice to choose that?
No.
And will you return to the sender or give it back to whoever it belongs to?
Yes.
Right, wrong, good and bad, POD and POC, all 9 shorts, boys and beyond. Is that an entity?
Yes, in my head here. I have something here.
All right. So what's the purpose of being... So what's the value of choosing that? So the thing is that the great moment is this, because you become aware of what's going on in your life. There is something else holding you back from choosing for you. Something else, someone else, doesn't really matter. It's not you.
Yes, but I give my power to this energy.
Yes. But how can you give your power to this energy? Through choice.
So simple. Okay.
So do you choose to change it?
Yes.
So, all right. So that all the energies and entities and beings and non-beings and all the things that are in your life or you invited into your life and parasitic and using and abusing you against your will. No, it's not against your will. Because you align and agree. So all the parasitic things and symptoms and beings in your life, you destroy and uncreate all of that.
Yes.
Right, wrong, good and bad, pot and pock, all nine shorts, boys and beyond. And all the ways and all the previous lifetimes and all the other dimensions when you bought into the lie or when you decided it's valuable to give your or hand over your energy or your power to these parasitic beings or entities, in all the ways that you saw or believe that it's valuable to invite them into your life or hand over the control to them, all the ways that you've done it, all the promises that you made that you will keep inviting them into your life and you will following what they want to do and you will create your life through them, we destroy and uncreate all of that for eternity.
Yes.
Right, wrong, good and bad, pot and pock, all nine shorts, boys and beyond. All right. So, is there anyone around you?
Yeah, I have something. It's very difficult because I have something here. It's like a cloud coming, and it's hard to listen to you. It's
all right. Are you willing to choose clarity?
I want to choose clarity. Yes.
Will you choose clarity?
Yes.
Will you choose clarity for all eternity?
Yes.
Will you choose clarity 24/7 in each and every moment and second and each and every part of the day, over day, at night, when you go to sleep, when you fall asleep, when you wake up, when you go to the toilet, to the shower, when you go to work or when you go to bed, and when you eat your lunch, your morning tea or your breakfast, when you buy in the supermarket, when you have sex or when you work and when you go to the hairdresser, and anytime, will you choose to have clarity in each and every moment of your life?
Yes.
And all the times when you have sex at work?
No, oh my gosh, no.
No. All right. Anything that it brings up, will you destroy and uncreate all of that?
Yes.
Right, wrong, good and bad, pot and pock, all nine shorts, boys and beyond. So how it is now?
It's lighter, but there is an entity, I think.
All right. So is that an entity? Is that a family member? So all the ways that you gave up your power and handed over your power to any of them, will you just destroy and uncreate all of that?
Yes.
Right, wrong, good and bad, for them, folk, all nine short boys and beyond. And all the ways that you want to protect them, and you think it's better if you hand over your knowing and your power and your clarity and your awareness, or you give up your awareness, and you don't create your life, will you just destroy and uncreate all of that?
Yes.
Right, wrong, good and bad, for them, folk, all nine shorts, boys and beyond. And all the ways that you want to do it back because you promised them you will not do this ever, will you destroy and uncreate all of that too?
Yes.
Right, wrong, good and bad, for them, folk, all nine shorts, boys and beyond. And all your points of view that you will not do it 100% this thing, just 99%, so you have 1% to turn back anytime. Anything that it brings up, will you destroy and uncreate all of that too?
Yes.
Will you?
I didn't. Could you please repeat the 100%?
So all the ways that you are not choosing to do this, to destroy and uncreate all the ways that you handed over your powers, or you gave up your powers, or you prefer others to have power over you. So all the ways that you are not doing to destroy and uncreate all of this 100%, just 99. So there is 1%. So you can choose it again. You can turn back anytime in the future. Will you destroy and uncreate all of that?
Yes.
Right, wrong, good and bad, for them, folk, all nine shirts, boys and beyonds. And all your points of view about what's the difference between choice and what's the difference between a past choice, and the two things are totally different. And that 1% is not a choice, or there is choice like bad choice and good choice, or right choice and wrong choice. And anything that it brings up, we just destroy and uncreate all of that.
Yes.
Right, wrong, good and bad, for them, folk, all nine shirts, boys and beyonds. So what if you would choose to activate and generate your life with your acoustical body? And what would your life be like in 5 years' time if you would choose to create and generate and activate your acoustical body? And what would your life be like, and what would be the world be like in 50 years' time if you choose to have your acoustical body? And what would be the world be like in 500 years' time if you would choose to have oneness with the infinite being and the acoustical body? And all your points of view about your acoustical body and oneness and the infinite beings, and in which ways it is impossible, or which ways it's over or beyond time that you can see, know, perceive. And anything that it brings up, we destroy and uncreate all of that. Right, wrong, good and bad, for them, folk, all nine shirts, boys and beyond. And all your points of view about what you have to give up if you choose this. That you have to give up anything if you choose to create, generate, and activate your acoustical body. So you destroy and uncreate all of that too. Right, wrong, good and bad, for them, folk, all nine shirts, boys and beyond. And all the ways that you use fear to hold you back from choosing that, and anything and everything that fear covers. That is actually your capacity that you are aware of with your acoustical body, that you will be so potent and so powerful and so amazing. And anything that it brings up, and all the ways that you try to use fear and anything else to cover up this story and your knowing, you just destroy and uncreate all of that. Right, wrong, good and bad, for them, folk, all nine shorts, boys and beyond. So anything that doesn't allow you to be perceived, know, and receive the ways you could create, activate, and generate your acoustical body, and what contribution it would be to your life and living, and what contribution it would be to Earth and people on the Earth and life on Earth and to the future, we destroy and uncreate all of that. Right, wrong, good and bad, POD and POC, all nine shorts, boys and beyond. Do we have any more questions? Or any questions at all?
My body is already capable of being able to move at that level of acoustical. It's nothing more to add. In fact, I have the belief that I have to do things, to add things, to, I don't know how to activate, and I have the belief that it should be complicated, but
So
I am afraid of my body awareness.
oh, so what do you know about your body's awareness? Please tell me.
I think it's you. I just spent my life just my eyes and my everything shut down to listen to that.
All right. So all the ways that you are afraid of that, your body would torture you or
die to punish me.
or punish you because of you were not listening to your body in the
Yes.
past, or you were not following your body or your body's awareness. And anything that it brings up, you destroy and uncreate it.
Yes.
And just imagine that your body loves you so much. Your body loves you so much, so it does everything that you want. It doesn't do anything that you don't want. Actually, it does everything that you focus on. And you focus on things that you like, and you focus on things that you hate. And for your body, it's equal. There is no polarity from that point of view. So it follows whatever you hate and whatever you like about your body. So if you hate something about your body, it will create it. If you love something about your body, it will create it. So you can have more diseases, or you can have more freedom with your body and more joy and happiness with your body. It's just where you put your focus. So actually your body really, really loves you because it does everything that you, where you put your focus. So what would happen, I guess, your body would be so amazing. So just imagine that you have your acoustical body, and with the acoustical body, because it goes at the wavelength of the infinite being. So would it be anything like a limitation? So your acoustical body's capacity should meet the physical reality as we know it? Should it match the known physical rules, the gravity and all these things? Should it match any of these things that we learned or bought into?
No.
And anything that it brings up, we destroy and uncreate all of that.
Yes.
Right, wrong, good and bad, POD and POC, all nine shorts, boys and beyond. So what are you aware of? What your acoustical body could do, what you could do together with your acoustical body. Is there such thing as the erosion of the physical body? And what kind of tool is your acoustical body when you would work with other physical material around you? So what contribution it could be to you? And anything that it brings up, all the ways that you can't believe it, all the ways that is too much or impossible, or we are not ready for that yet, and anything that it brings up will destroy and uncreate for all eternity. Right, wrong, good and bad,
Yes.
for them, folk, all nine shorts, boys and beyond.
I prefer not to be that because I believe that people want to be able to receive it.
To receive which part of it?
To be that energy that if I use my body as at its acoustical level, I will be able to generate high energies, but people are not able to receive it. Oh, sorry.
So what if you generate energies or something that is above other people's capacity to receive? They just don't receive it, they just don't see it, you just don't exist in their reality. But what's the problem with that? Anyone who can receive it, they receive it. It's not about, I want to fit into this reality, so I will play the rules of this reality. It's not that. It's about what you choose. How do you choose what's fun for you? Or you choose what makes fun for them? It's that if you can make them happy by choosing a limited reality. So are you willing to choose what you think is good for them? Or will you choose what is good for you? Or what would create more for you? What will have more space for you and your future? What is contribution to you and the future and your body? And anything that it brings up will destroy and uncreate all of that.
Yes, but yes, but so it's not a yes.
Right, wrong, good and bad, all my shorts, boys and beyond. But
I want to choose something greater for me.
yes.
Just in the condition of other people will acknowledge that what I am doing. It's amazing.
So are we choosing? So all the ways that we learned, we have to choose things based on other people's reality and based on other people's points of view. And we have validation. And looking for their validation. Yes. And anything that it brings up and all the lifetimes that you bought into this and learned this and solidified into your reality and all the ways that you solidified your body based on other people's points of view, then you destroy and uncreate all of that. Yes. Right, wrong, good and bad, pot and pock, all nine shorts, boys and beyond. Okay. All right, so just a few words. Any more questions? Okay. So just created this specialty class called Your Acoustical Body. And the aim is, it's a 2.5-day class, and we go through so many clearings, all the points of view, and so more that we were talking about today. Different points of view that in which ways we created limitations and both into other people's reality or both into this physical reality, and all the ways that we believe that this is the reality we have to concentrate on. And this is the only reality that exists. So we will go through and delete or destroy and uncreate all of these. And then during the class, we will work in groups and use our body's awareness to work on each other and unlock things locked into the body that keeps the body and different energies in the body solidified. And also we will work with different tools to unlock these capacities with the body and see it from various angles how we can open up things for each other and also to ourselves. So in many ways we will work together on each other and we will work together on ourselves at the same time, and we will get to so many points where we have amazing clarity about or clarifications about what we have done and in which ways we solidified this reality into our body and in which ways we can open it up and let it go. Yeah, so this is the 2.5-day class. And also I've created a telecall series which is full of the clearings about your acoustical body and what we can do or what else is possible. So we go into different places how to open up what else is possible, and we will look there like, okay, what else is possible with this choice if I choose this, and in which ways I could create more. So for example, if you are an artist or an actor, actress, or a painter or a sculptor or a musician, in which ways you could use it, you could create more in your life, and in which ways you limit your physical body and your reality. So you cannot create and you cannot express what you could have expressed through your body and with the help of your body. Or if you are a sportsman or sportswoman, while you are doing sports, with which limitations you have and what points of view you have about competition and what points of view you have about choosing more or choosing a different reality, and what it could create in the world of the sports. And we will go into also other professions, but not just the professions, but different life situations. And we will unlock all those points of view and destroy and uncreate all of them. So that's a lot of clearings that we will do during the telecall series. And so this is an invitation for all of you who are interested to join the adventure with your acoustical body. All right. Do you have any questions so far? All right. Thank you so much for being with us and being open and talking and sharing your fears and your points of view and anything that it brings up and letting it go and choosing more.
Yes.
And I wish you to choose more, no matter what.
Thank you, Rocco.
Thank you so much. See you. Have a lovely week. See you next time.
Bye.
Bye-bye.
See you next time. Bye.
Bye-bye. Thank you.